Imagine sipping your morning coffee, and the next thing you know, there's a sheriff at your door. Not for a wellness check, but to serve you papers. Congratulations, you've officially been sued by your credit card. Yeah. Credit One just hit revenge mode. Welcome to adulthood in America, where debt doesn't die, it sues you.
What's up, guys? So let me give y'all a story time about what happened today. So I'm home, just chilling this morning, drinking my coffee. All of a sudden, I get a knock on the door, and it's a sheriff from the courthouse that came here to serve me some paperwork because Credit One is suing me for an old debt from 2021. Who would have thought that credit cards are suing people now for an old debt? That's never happened before, to me at least. And I literally got served, and they're telling me I have 30 days to get in contact with them and try to make an arrangement. Let me show you guys. Now, let me know who has that happened to, or who's ever heard of that, because this is the first time I ever hear about a credit card company suing anyone, like, especially from like 2021. Never in my life heard of it. Like, I had two credit cards with them. I was paying it, got behind, and now all of a sudden I get this. Like, and it's not even like they sold this to another company. It's a third party company that's suing me. So you guys let me know your opinions, your comments. What do you think? What should I do? Like, because this is weird. Very weird. I am going to get in contact with them, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of confused about this because they caught me off guard. I was like, what? Even the sheriff was laughing. He didn't even. I was like, the pettiness, the pettiness. Like, he drove all the way here to serve me these papers. He was laughing about it. Like, what? Let me know your comments.
She said she was confused that a credit card company could sue her. Girl, that card has a better memory than most relationships. You ghosted on the bill, and now it's ghosting on your peace of mind. This isn't just financial karma. This is debt with a personal vendetta.
These papers right here are my summoning to court for my lawsuit. Update on how I'm being sued. Okay, so I'm gonna say the credit card. I signed up for a credit card and it helped me at the time, but screwed me over now. So I'm gonna do like a whole story time on this, but basically at the time where I was moving out, I had to pay a lot of money in taxes because of my old job, which love that. The government took a lot of money from me because of unemployment, but it was wrongfully taken. It's a long story. Basically, I had nothing but a credit card to my name as far as money financially, and I also had to move out 3 days after. Basically, I signed up for the credit card for so I could have, food, a living, like items I could live off of. All the money that I had on that credit card that wasn't really mine because it's a credit card, I used to pay first month's rent and then the other thing you pay. So basically, I had no money. And I'm a person that hates to ask for help, which after moving out and losing everything money wise, I've learned to grow into being okay with asking for help. So I was basically in a lot of debt at this point, and I was just like, in between jobs, working two jobs at one point, and I am very irresponsible with money. So I was like, okay, I can always just pay the credit card whenever I get like a large sum of money. I only had like a limit of $400. I was like, okay, $400, I can pay this whenever, and I'll next week turn into next month and then next year, and then now we're here where I'm being sued by. And whenever they would call, I would get so anxious because one, I hate phone calls. Like, they make me so uncomfortable. So whenever they would call, I'm like, oh God, they're here to get me, blah, 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 blah. Let me just not answer because that's like the best answer.
So let me get this straight. You thought ignoring the collections calls was gonna make them go away? That's like ignoring a smoke alarm and expecting the fire to just cool off. If they're sending lawyers, they're not playing Monopoly. They're playing for keeps. When your get out of debt plan is hoping they forget you exist, spoiler, they don't.
Which it's not. So if you're ever in this situation, just answer the phone. And I'm still just answer the phone. They're just trying to get their money and they're not trying to like get to this point. Basically what happened was they went to my mom's house and gave her the letter because my address was there when I signed up for the card. And like this whole week I've been panicking because I'm like, well, I gotta go to court. I don't know how the hell to go about doing that at all. But yesterday I went to my mom's house and was trying to work things out. I called like 4 different places to try to like figure out how to do this because I've never been in a situation. And I was panicking, and then I finally just called the number. Luckily, I was able to do a settlement plan. I just kind of had to pay the money off, and they're gonna give me, I have up to 6 months to pay it off, which I'm not gonna let it get to that point. And me recording this video will hold me accountable. So it was a big, huge weight lifted off my shoulder. I don't have to end up going to court unless I don't pay it, which is so relieving. But yeah, so update on that. Thank you anyone that left nice comments and like, you know, supported me even just in real life. I really appreciate it. Cause I was going over that paper, the cost and the cost of a lawyer and everything. I'm just like, I'm already getting sued for more money that I don't have. How am I gonna pay for the suit? It didn't make sense.
Well, I'm being sued. 2 of my credit card, actually it's funny, it's the same bank, but 2 different credit cards have hired the same lawyer to sue me. And I got the lawsuits in the mail. It was a rough night. But today, I figure I will call the law firm and find out what's what. Turns out this is a law firm that specializes in debt collection and all that type of good stuff. So I call them up. I go through the whole voicemail menu system. It ends up looping twice. They can't get me anywhere. Finally, I get to somebody. I get put on hold, and she's like, I can't help you. I'll transfer you back, and then hangs up on me. Call back. I type in the right number this time. I get someone on the phone after I'm on hold for a long time, and she is just angry from the get-go. She is just barking at me. This is recorded. We are attempting to collect a debt and blah, blah, blah. And so I'm like, all right, just to clarify, did you purchase the debt or are you collecting the debt? She goes, we're not debt collectors, we're attorneys. I'm like, you just said this is an attempt to collect the debt. And so I keep asking questions politely. I even went through the verification, and she is just snapping at me. And I'm like, why are you in such a hurry? I'm trying to understand what's going on. And she cuts me off.
Just asking questions made the attorney angry. That's how you know debt collectors don't want a conversation.
Every sentence, she tries to guess what the end of the sentence is and cut me off and yells at me and cuts me off. And it has been, and I go like, why are you, I'm trying to get clarification here. And she's like, well, if you go to our website, everything is on our website. You can walk through the website. And I'm like, news to me. All I have is a lawsuit here. So I go to the website and I go, what link do I click? She goes, I can't walk through the website. We're an attorney's office here. We're not allowed to walk through the website. I'm like, ma'am, you're the one who sent me to the website. I don't know where to click. I cannot walk you through it. I'm like, you sent me here. Just which one do I? She goes, click on the make payment button. But I can't do beyond that. And I'm like, I'm not clicking on the make a payment button. I just wanted to know. So I'm asking more questions. I go, it says here that it's been charged off. And she's like, well, yes, it's been charged off. So they've written it off. She goes, no, charged off means, and she starts barking at me again. And as I'm asking questions, she keeps cutting me off. And I go, why do you keep cutting me off? She goes, I'm going to transfer you to a manager. And I said, I'm not asking to speak to a manager. I'm asking why. And she just keeps cutting me off. And she transferred me to a manager and a voicemail system. And I left a very long message going like, how am I supposed to do anything if the person on the other phone, it's recorded. You could hear everything that she did. She just was mad at me the whole time. And I asked for clarifications and she's bark, 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 bark. And I'm like, okay then. What I know about bill collectors and even lawyers that are bill collectors is they're going for the easy win. Every single step of the way is just pay me. There's a settlement offer, though they're not very good. One of them's actually not bad, but they're mostly not very good. I don't have the money anyway. I just don't have the money. So this idea that the moment she realized that I wasn't easy because I was asking for clarification, the moment I started asking questions, she realized that she wasn't going to get any money. So I was just wasting her time and I was making her angry. And that kind of made my day. It made my day because it realized that, I've got a lawsuit in hand. And, one of the rules of a lawsuit is that if you're guilty, just don't do anything and you'll be guilty. But in this case, Oh, I'll be filing an answer. I'll be filing an answer because every time I say, listen, there's no money, all I can do is tell you that over and over and over again, that I'm going to keep asking questions until they get clarified. Maybe somebody will finally hear me. But at the end of the day, like, I don't have the money. There you go.
Get ready with me to go and get sued. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting at my house when a lovely police officer came over and served me papers and let me know that I was being sued and had to make an appearance in court. I'm like, okay, this is a prank. I'm actually being sued. Come to find out, I am being sued for a credit card that I had when I was like 18 years old, 6 or 7 years ago. And these heifers are suing me all this time later. But let me explain. So when I was a struggling college student, I was going to school probably 35 hours a week and then working on the days that I didn't have school. So I took out a credit card to help me pay for food and gas and things. And then life happened. I've had 2 kids since then. This credit card is literally in my maiden name. And I'm gonna be so for real with y'all. I forgot that this credit card even existed. I just completely forgot about it and stopped making payments on it. I am aware that this is 100% my fault. But hey, we've all been young and dumb before. Lordy Morty, I think even at 26 or almost 26, I'm still young and dumb. So if you are a struggling college student or struggling in general and you decide you want to borrow some money, this is your sign to always pay it back, because one way or another, those crazy little sneaky little brown nosers are going to catch up to you. They're going to expect you to pay up. Y'all say a little prayer for me and the rest of the courtroom, because something comes over me sometimes and it makes me cry for no reason. So let's hope that I don't start bawling my eyes out in front of everybody. Wish me luck.
Now, here's the thing. Credit cards in America feel like a setup. They hand you a $500 limit and smile like they just gave you the keys to success, but miss a payment and suddenly it's a lawsuit with your name on it. The credit card debt crisis in America isn't just about bad decisions. It's about a system that rewards instant gratification and punishes slow growth. And now people are learning the hard way that those missed payments don't just vanish into the void. What's crazy is how normalized this chaos has become. Getting served at your front door isn't even shocking anymore. It's become TikTok content. People aren't just getting sued, they're recording GRWMs, get ready with me, for their court date. Credit card companies have gone full villain arc, and the worst part is, they're not wrong. You signed the contract, you swiped, you dipped, you tapped, and now it's time to pay up. But let's be honest, most people didn't swipe for Gucci belts. They swiped for groceries, rent, gas, survival, and still, it doesn't matter. Creditors don't care about your backstory. They don't care if you use that card to feed your baby or buy diapers. What they care about is that number. And if it's not getting smaller, they're coming for you, suit and all. Some folks say, just answer the phone, make a payment plan, but when you're drowning in bills, the last thing you want to do is pick up another call that reminds you of how broke you are. Anxiety and avoidance don't make a good financial strategy, but let's not pretend it's irrational. It's trauma, it's shame, and unfortunately, it compounds. The scariest part? Most of these lawsuits come years later, when people have already forgotten about the debt. It's like getting a pop quiz on a subject you failed in college. One woman said she forgot about the credit card because it was from her college days. Another said she's still paying off what she borrowed to move out and survive. That's the cycle. Survival debt turned courtroom nightmare. And let's not ignore the fact that many of these people were underemployed, between jobs, or victims of circumstances like the pandemic or inflation. The system gave them just enough rope to tie the knot, but not enough to climb out. So what's the takeaway? First, credit cards are not emergency funds. They're legal traps with interest. Second, ignoring debt doesn't make it disappear. It makes it multiply. And third, if you're watching this thinking that could be me, it probably already is. But instead of hiding, get informed. Read your papers, call the number, negotiate. Because the truth is, not all debt deserves your fear, but it definitely deserves your attention. And if all else fails, record a TikTok. At least let the views pay for your court fee.